everyone and welcome to our video 4, Lesson 3, Security Threats and Cyber Attacks with myself, Anthony Mitchell and Florian Vierke.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Anthony.
Hi Florian and welcome today. Thanks for joining
Thanks.
again for our series. So we've gone from the history of email to the beginning of commercial email, which then takes us nicely into one of our biggest challenges today in deliverability and email marketing is the security threats and the cyber attacks.
Yeah, exactly. And also, this is mainly a topic for the ISPs because they get the attacks. We are just, or not just, we know better the sender side from deliverability, and we need to make sure that our messages are authenticated in order not to be seen as spam. But anyway, the ISP side is facing some issues, and that's our topic today. So when did it start? What would you say?
Well, yes, I've got another little history lesson for you here. So the first recorded spam campaign was sent in 1978 by a guy called Gary Fierk. I think that's how you spell his name. I'll ask him if he's about. And he sent 400 emails as customers on ARPANET. And basically what he was trying to do is just trying to push a marketing campaign. He was the marketing manager to get people to go to places where you could buy computer parts. So by all accounts, back then that was something new. There was certainly no unsubscribe button, and you could well, it was very successful for him.
Brilliant. Is he
Apart from the
still alive,
complaints.
by the way? Do you know that?
It's a good point. It's something I'm going to research after this video.
Okay, so if you're alive, you did a really good job
Cheers,
because
Gary.
the first time spam was sent, for today's dimensions, 400 email, of course, is not a lot, but at least it was a start. And first time people got unwanted advertisement by email. So he's like a pioneer in a good and a bad way. And yeah, but at least he created some awareness that there might
Yes.
be might be an issue, and also that there might be opportunities for people to make money. Yeah, that was the
Yes,
start.
for sure. And I think well now on the web, I believe I think Kaspersky was saying that there was around 80% of all traffic, possibly more, is spam. So that takes us on to our next part as well. So I think for me, I think there's a couple of types of spam. Those that unwanted emails, perhaps we've signed up for some partner emails and we're a bit annoyed that we're receiving them, so we unsubscribe and complain. But also the other type of spam, which is completely unsolicited and sent by a third party, and all they want is your details, perhaps, or for you to go onto their website or whatnot. So perhaps you could talk a little bit about that, Florian. If you
So botnets is the topic that we want to talk about, and just a bit background. Why do we need botnets, or why do bad guys need botnets? In the past, or the very first man, Gary, just sent out the email from his own mailbox, and for the recipient, it's kind of easy to see that, and also kind of easy to prevent because he's just sending from one single IP, or at least one similar IP range. What botnets try to do is to dispatch their messages, and they don't want to be stopped by just one simple filter, and that's why they are doing it like this. I have a nice graphic for that, which is displayed now. Magic. So we can see the bad guy here who's marked in red, and the innocent guy who's marked black. Usually the black guys are the bad ones, but not in this graphic, which is nicely borrowed by Wikipedia, which I like. So our bad red guy is sending his software to the recipient, or the recipient is downloading it. We don't know. Might also be that he's opening the wrong link in an email and infecting his computer. And this is also done by many others. and then our bad guy has control over all of the computers. Usually he's not doing it because he wants to do some bad stuff himself. He gets paid by even worse guys, and they pay the bad guy, the red bad guy, for sending email in this example. Can be also kind of bad stuff like DDoS attacks or whatever, but we are talking about email now. And
Yes.
what's happening in picture 4 is that as soon as our bad guy is pushing the red button on his red computer, all of the computers, the infected ones in the botnet, are sending out emails. And if we want to talk about dimensions of this issue, we have prepared another nice picture, which is showing the number of computers that are part of a botnet. One was discovered, for example, in May 2009, which was called Bredo Lab, and it contained 30 million computers, which would mean in number of billion spam emails per day, 3.6. Can you imagine that? 3.6 billion spam emails.
Huge
per day.
number.
Yeah.
Huge number, Florian. So we in fact could be an infected computer. We could be a zombie, let's say.
You are, most likely, I would say.
Wow. Okay, that's to the point. I think on that note, you can see the threats that are in the market and in fact being opposed upon us. Now, I think that this will take us nicely looking at our next lesson, which is authentication and spam prevention. So how do we identify that? Okay, we've been made aware of it. How do we act upon that and make sure that if we're involved in email campaigns, what part do we play in that?
Yeah, exactly. That's a very important, interesting point. How can we avoid being seen as a spammer as well? How can we be distinguished? And also, how can we see that people try to steal our identity and dispatch spam and phishing in our domain name? That's very important, and we will see that next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant. Same here, Florian. Thanks for
Cool.
this week, and thanks everyone for listening. And
Yeah.
we shall see you next week.
Next week. Stay tuned. Bye bye.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Dum 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 da 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 da.